Hey folks, it's Woody here over at USA Made Blade, and just coming to you from the shop, doing a quick overview on the ZT0022. These got released maybe a few weeks ago, almost a month ago, and we've been fortunate enough to already get in our second shipment, and it was time to get a video up about them. And wow, what do you say? I mean, probably the biggest description of this knife you're going to hear everywhere is tiny. But man, it's small, but it is fun. It's got a purpose, and pretty awesome knife, man. Just something that I gotta tell you, in a production higher end folder, we haven't seen anybody else come up with something like this. I mean, other people have done similar things, I guess, but not as well, and not to the same finish as ZT does their knives. So this shocked a lot of people, but I think a lot of people have grown warm to it. And yeah, it is, like I said, it's small, but I own one, and man, is it fun to flip. I mean, it is just hard to put this thing down. So you're gonna have to forgive my little knife display thing here, but it was kind of the best way to do this video with this knife. It's the reflectiveness of it, so it makes it kind of tough to get the right angle on it. So let's give you guys some specs on this thing. Exactly how small is it? 4.75 inches overall, 1.8 inch blade length, and 3 inches closed. So yeah, it's pretty small. Weighs in at 1.7 ounces and 20 CV steel. But nice finishes on this knife. I mean, they really are. We got the carbon fiber, which is beautiful. I love the titanium washer around the pivot screw here. I just think that's a really nice touch. It's a lot of fun for us with anodizing. You know, not a deep carry clip, but it sits a little deeper than most ZTs. I think that's just because it's a small knife. And titanium frame lock, 20 CV steel. I mean, nice materials on this thing for 200. Some people complain about that price, but I think at 200 bucks, that's a pretty damn good price. So, like I said, fun as all get out the flip. It's an easy knife to get just to annoy your wife with. That's probably the best way to put it. Well, I'll be damned, laying it flat and it's actually showing up a little bit. So while that seems to be working, let's jump over and take this little guy for a spin here with some other knives, give you guys some comparison picks. And actually, before I get to that, we're not going to be showing, sorry, I'm hitting the camera here, but we're not going to be taking the knife apart. There's really no reason to. Inside, got tough angles here. Inside of here, we do have washers on both sides to protect the carbon fiber and to protect the titanium from the bearings. But really, this knife is so simple. I mean, as long as you've got the tools, which we highly recommend Weehaw, it's very simple to take apart and put back together. It's very self-explanatory. And outside of those washers and the bearings in there, it's not a whole lot to see. So let's jump to it. Comparison shots with other knives. Man, this one's tough. Not gonna lie to you, because there's just not a lot to compare it to. We're sold out of 450s at the moment, so I don't have one of those, but we do have the new 460 tie, which just came in recently. And as you can see, I mean, we're gonna be saying this a lot. Knife's a lot longer. So you know, most knives are. There aren't many production knives out there that are this size, that are this kind of quality, that we would even carry, because they're not made in the US. Here we are at the ZT0609, and let's throw in the new for end of 2018, beginning of 2019, the ZT0470. This has that carbon fiber inlay that's so beautiful. So as you can tell, pretty much most everything ZT's made's been a lot bigger. I wish I had an old ZT900 to show you. Now this comparison is going to crack you up, but I had to do it for two reasons. This is the 5.62 tie, obviously going to be a whole lot bigger, but 5.62 CF and the 5.62 tie are some of the most popular knives we sell. So we know a lot of our customers have these out there. And the reason we're including this is because when you fold this sucker in half, we're pretty darn close. I mean, it is a little, let's see here. Yeah, we're hanging off the edges just a little, but not by much. So closed, that is the overall length on the 22. Now, also interesting, if you look at that handle length, So if you look at that handle length, sorry, my low battery just came up. We go just past, so if you're holding your 5.62 and get up just past that screw, that's going to give you an idea of the overall handle length on this puppy. So next closest thing we could really think of to throw into this is the Benchmade Micro Pocket Rocket, which came out last year. Definitely something different from Benchmade. And, you know, a lot of people, we've had some people complaining on the $200 price on the 22s, which we think is well worth it. Well, these are $340. So, you know, I don't think there are a ton of, we haven't sold a ton of these, so there aren't a ton of them out for our customers. But for those that like smaller knives, that are considering the 22 and have the Micro Pocket Rocket, hopefully this will give you a good idea. I mean, overall length, pretty damn close to the same knife. The Micro Pocket Rocket's a little smaller, obviously a whole lot more width. So while we were on Benchmade, I know some of you guys are protesting them, and we'll stay out of that for this video, but got to throw in the Nakamura, and just for the carbon fiber, and also just wanted to throw it in there for that pivot washer there. So also throw in, you know, trying to get the smallest knives we've got that are made in the US that are good quality. I mean, that's what we kind of strive to sell, or it is what we strive to sell. And this is the DPX Hest Urban. And as you can see, I mean, DPX Hest Urban to some people is a pretty small knife, and the 22 smaller. Last, I wanted to throw in, show off some of our anodizing, and throw it, this isn't last, this is second to last, I'm sorry. The Southern Grind Penguin. And obviously Southern Grind went with thinning the knife out and going for that kind of classic look there. And we just went with a smaller, more tactical look with the, I hate that word tactical, but with the 22. And last but not least, because we sold a lot of these as well, is our Hinder half-track exclusive, and got to throw this in. And this is pretty much, this is the smallest knife made by Hinder, and you know, still quite a bit bigger than that 22. So as you can imagine, the theme is small. So last thing I wanted to do was just take a couple minutes or a minute and a half of your time and show you some of the anodized knives that we've done on these, because they are really cool. So let's just start, like I said, with that washer here. We've had a lot of fun anodizing that. This is the green, and what I love about it is just matching that lock side. So I think it's very classy. Makes it a knife that you'd easily be comfortable carrying to church or work, or where you're going to be around people who are knife freaked out. If you pull out anything bigger than a nail clipper. So for those people, they're going to be a lot more comfortable with this knife. Your boss probably isn't going to give you crap for carrying it. This happens to be one of the Animascus we just did. It's a yellow and blue, and I love just matching up that washer. I just think it brings a new look to the knife and is really cool. So we've done a lot. I was just going to show 4 of them here. This happens to be the blue one, and obviously the blue to match. And then last one I got to show you has been my favorite, and that is the Bronze Ghost Animascus. The presentation side here, we actually get a little more color on this, and I'm not really sure why, but it looks really cool. And then on this back side, you'll see why we call it Ghost Animascus. Sorry, I feel like we're blurring in and out there, but as you turn it, you see that Animascus pattern in it, but a lot of different angles and lighting, you almost can't even tell it's there. So it's a very cool finish. Looks really good on this knife. All the anodizing does. So anyway, those are available under our anodized knife selection. Let me put these back in here. See how our light does at an angle. Hey, that's better. So that's it, guys. I mean, the theme of this is, it is small. There's no doubt about it. But it's a fun knife. I've really enjoyed flipping it. I've annoyed the hell out of my wife with it. And it is useful. I mean, I've put mine to work. I've kind of kept it as my backup knife in my pocket, and when I'm here at work and I set a knife down and need to run over and do something else, all of a sudden I'm like, shit, I need my knife. I pull this one out. It's been a great little backup to have. So we hope you'll check them out. They're in stock at USA Made Blade. Get one, have a micro knife in your pocket, and have some fun with it. So once again, at usamadeblade.com, and thanks folks for watching.